guys and welcome to VerinCapital TechnicalSunday. I'm gonna walk you through gold today. I always start my analysis on a higher time frame. You've probably seen from the last episode. I'm just gonna start placing my lines, starting with one of the highest highs that we had this year so far, 1,346. And I'm gonna jump into the daily for more clarity, zone-wise. This would be my monthly resistance, you can see. The other zone that I would be looking for would be the 1322, which made a double top. Essentially, you see a head and shoulders here, which initiated in a sell-off. And as well, you can see that gold is in a downtrend as well, with multiple tests. Have 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. So essentially for me, gold is trapped in this zone here, and it has been consolidating for about a week, I would say, even more, even a month. So for me, there's going to be an explosion either way, either a break of this trend line, retest, and we're gonna visit the highest 1325 again, or potential snap of this downtrend, retest, boom, and we would probably see somewhere around 2040 roughly. Yeah, be my short zone, which I would look for if gold manages to break below this trend line and revisit these zones here. But to get confirmation, I would probably need a daily closure above one of the trend lines, retest, and then potential entry for this position. So let's jump into the 4-hour, see that what we can see there as well. So gold has been forming this zone here to 1291, 1288, just did 1, 2, 3, 4 tops, which if you take a look as well from before has been previous support. Tested multiple times. It's just this. Tested multiple times. Sorry. Essentially it got broken, retested, then it became resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. So for me to look for gold for long opportunities, I would probably be looking at break of this zone, trend line like I mentioned, boom, upside target 1325, and probably before that it would be the 1310 zone. So long entry wise, I'd be looking for this zone over here, and if gold rejects this zone, breaks this trend line and goes lower, I would be looking to short it all the way to here. Essentially you have a very strong zone here of 1266, needs to be broken as well, but as well you need confirmation on the higher time frames, daily and weekly as well, so you can get into a position much better. This week has quite a lot of US data, Chinese data as well. Essentially we have the China and US trade war going on, so that's why we see many wicks on gold. So I would be cautious and patient, and I'm gonna wait for a break of one of these trend lines, retest, and then enter my positions either long or short. And my bias for this pair for this week would be mixed. So my advice is just be patient, watch out, observe the zones that are highlighted, and wait for confirmation. Don't be greedy. Patience is key. Next pair I would be looking at is the GBP AUD. So last week I had a short from this zone here and managed to close it over here, which was my support level, which as well the EMA served as support, so it was a major confluence for me to close out my positions in profit. So for the upcoming week, what I'm seeing is that if we jump into the 4-hour chart, you can see that the price is in a downtrend. Grabbing this wick here, going all the way down. And as well as that, it's consolidating in this region here. So for me, for this week, looking at GBP/AUD, I'll be looking for a break of this zone over here for a potential move all the way to 184.50, which is a 100 pip move. And if this zone is broken as well, I'll be looking longer term for this zone over here, which is a 250 pip move. Essentially, if momentum kicks back and this trend line here is broken, retested, then I would probably look after the retest of the trend line for long positions, because on the higher time frame it would be making a higher low and after that a higher high. So again, I would say that the best advice for this week would be to observe price action, especially when the market is consolidating. You need to be very careful for manipulative moves, fake spikes, and stop hunts. So I would say clear confirmation and indication, breaking the zone, going lower, break of the zone as well, going even lower. Sorry. Or in the other case, break of this trend line, retest, forming a higher high, probably roughly to here, which was the previous high, or even further. So for this week, I would say the keyword for all the pairs that I'm looking at this moment is patience. Patience and observing how price action reacts throughout the day, checking every daily and weekly candle, and just being patient. It's better to take few trades which have more reason behind them rather than taking a lot of trades all the time and just getting into bigger and bigger losses, because that is something that you don't want to do. Another pair that I would be looking at for this week would be the euro dollar. As well, I would say the bias for this pair is mixed as well, but I would start with drawing my zones first. Bring this as a major support zone. Here we have the 113, just a test of the trend line, a psychological zone as well. Here for longer term targets, I'll put 14.3, which is what you can see, it's tested multiple times over here. Here as well. And jumping into the 4-hour chart, get a bit more clarity about execution as well. But looking at it, essentially it's in a downtrend. But as well, it managed to break above this trend line over here. So potential scenarios for this pair would be, I'm quite bearish in the dollar for the upcoming week. I would say test of this trend line all the way to 96.70, but I will jump into that in a bit. But essentially, however the dollar index moves, the euro is going to move opposite way. Dollar index goes down, euro is going to go up. So essentially what I would be looking for me to confirm potential bullish momentum is for this to manage to break the trend line. So now if it retests the trend line, I would say that there could be a potential move to 113, which is a very big psychological zone, as I mentioned before. And it's roughly a 70 pip move as well. But there is quite a strong supply and demand zone over here. You can see 1260 zone. And if we pull back, as you can see here, this is the inverse head and shoulders. So this was potential neckline. So it was previous resistance as well. 1, 2, 3 times. 4, 5. Almost the 6th time as well. So for me, retesting this trend line, breaking the zone, going here would be a confirmation for potential bullish movement of the euro dollar. But as well, previous week price action, as you can see, was quite choppy, which I don't like. That's why I didn't trade the euro that week. But for me, this is looking quite bullish, unless this trend line is broken. Just break below, retest, and drops all the way down to here, or even more if momentum picks up and we manage to close below this zone here. I would say that a move to 110 is inevitable, and we would be seeing that play out shortly. But as well, like I mentioned for the previous two pairs, personal recommendation is just to observe and wait for confirmation. Don't jump the gun. Don't just go and be like having this fear of missing out, having this FOMO, like, oh, I'm gonna miss the trade if I don't get in now. Wait for a confirmation, especially on a 4-hour chart. Wait for a close here, retest, probably a wick, camera, pattern, anything that can signal a potential bullish movement, or break below, a retest, and then a potential bearish move to the downside, which would be 100 and something pip move. So keyword for this week is patience. Last but not least, the dollar index, as I mentioned, it correlates with the euro dollar as well. So straight away I can see a very big zone which has been tested previously as a resistance zone, and now it's became a support, 97.06 or 04, I would say. Essentially the dollar is in a uptrend. So for me, either a test of the zone here, this is the weekly, which looks quite bearish, which confirms my potential retest and bullish movement of the euro. So potential break of this zone would initiate the retest of the trend line. Jumping into the daily time frame, you can see that price is in an uptrend essentially, but this was the previous low. So if we do not retrace from this and go back higher, then this could be a signal for a potential further downside, probably all the way to the trend line. And depends on the price action from the trend line, it can either go down or retrace, like it did the previous 4 times, retrace from the zone and go further up. But this is a bit more longer term scenario. For me, essentially, the dollar, as I'm seeing it at the moment, this zone would be a make or break zone, 97.06. This would be our make or break zone. So if it manages to retrace from here, being potential bullish movement, but if it manages to break below, this is an inevitable zone as well. Even this is from here to here is a 30-tick move, which would indicate hitting the zone here. So essentially, if this zone manages to be retested, you can even see further downside. And yet again, I would say that just the market has been quite choppy, as you can see, throughout the week. No real direction. As you can see, this is the previous week. Multiple wick candles. Probably a bit of exhaustion over here. But I would say that we need to be very patient and we need to take a lot of zones into consideration. So I would put this in as my main resistance zone over here. Another zone that I would indicate is 97.70 is another potential zone. So price is consolidating roughly somewhere here. So like I mentioned, you need to observe and see how the market will react. Essentially, these are take profit zones over here, 96.80, which before has proven that it can be either support or resistance if needed. Support at the last time as well. I'm quite bearish on the dollar, but depends on the reaction of this zone. In this zone, I can see the dollar sliding all the way to the trend line. But if not, if it manages to reject from here, it needs to be fast in the market. So it manages to retrace from here, I would look for a pullback either to this zone here or even further to new yearly highs. So, like I said before, keyword for all the pairs that I've been looking at throughout this breakdown is patience. We need to be patient. We need to observe what the market gives us as information, and we need to watch out for all the signals being given so we can always move as the market does, not against it. And again, thank you for being with us on our Technical Sundays. Thank you for the questions you keep giving us. If you have any questions whatsoever, visit our website or DM me on Instagram, and I would be happy to answer all of your questions. In our website, we have a box. You just fill in your names, your email address, your phone number, and you would receive a call within 1 or 2 working days. And we can talk about whatever is bothering you in the forex, whatever you don't know you want to learn. We're always there.